Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany. If you're new here, I'm a mom of 3, a homemaker, and in the last few months, I have been really shifting mentally on what it means to be a homemaker and what it means to steward my home well. And I have been learning a lot of new things that I'm wanting to implement in my home. Just try some new things that I've always wanted to do. And if you haven't noticed, there has been a shift here on my channel just with the things that I am finding important. If you are new here, I also homeschool and I make a lot of homeschooling videos. So if you want to go check that out, I have a whole playlist dedicated to that. Also, I think one of the best feelings is being able to grow vegetables in your own garden and being able to can those vegetables yourself. That is something I've never done before. It's something I'm doing for the first time this year, and it has been such a satisfying process. If you are wanting to learn canning, this is the video for you. So canning seemed very intimidating when I first started, and it seems a lot more complicated than it actually is. So today we are actually going to be water bath canning some beets and some pickling cucumbers. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be starting with the pickles, processing those and cutting them into spears. And today I actually had a little helper with me as well. Watch your fingers. Good.
I did it.
Good job. You can do this. Okay, like that. Hold it tight. Good. So once I've cut those to size that will fit into my jar, I will actually go and sanitize the jars that I have. I will make sure that they're washed, and then I will put them in the oven at 225 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes to sterilize the jars and make them warm. Some of the supplies you're going to need are jars, obviously, with the twist lids and the sealing top. You're also going to need a jar lifter. I have a spacing tool, and I also have a funnel here, and these are really helpful. I'm actually going to place the tops or the lids in some boiling water to make sure that they are sterilized. And I'm actually using this dill pickle mix. You don't have to use this, but I found it really helpful. So this was really great. So this is actually called the brine. So this is actually made up of water, vinegar, and seasoning. So I made that here, and I actually took some fresh dill from my garden as well. Once I am ready to start putting the cucumbers into my jars, I will take them out of the oven. They are very hot, so you have to be careful. I put them on a baking tray so you can easily take them out. And then I will put them on a dish towel so I will protect my countertops. And once I have the hot jars out, then I will start to put the pickling cucumbers into the jars, and I'll use the spacing tool to do so because the jars are quite hot. And I literally will stuff as many as I can into the jars so that there is no wiggle room at all. And it's kind of like a bit of a puzzle to try to get all of those in there. So once I have my brine boiling, I will actually start my water bath canning pot. It actually has a canning rack inside, so it's sitting off of the bottom of the pot a little bit. And you can actually buy all of these supplies online. I will have the links down below for everything that I mentioned in today's video. So I will put the funnel on top of the jar, which is super helpful for keeping all the liquid in and they don't create as many spills. So this is boiling hot, so just be very careful. I like to do my canning when my kids are sleeping. I have 3 children and it's just a little chaotic when they're awake. So usually it's a good idea to do that when you have some time to concentrate and just because there's a lot of boiling pots around. Also, a little fun thing in this video, if you are noticing the clock on my iPad, you can see how long this is actually taking me. So from start to finish, I think this is about, I'd say under an hour, so it doesn't actually take too long. So once the jars are filled up to the top, I usually leave about 1 inch to 1/2 inch of headspace at the top. Usually it will be determined by the recipe that you're using. Once I have fully filled the jars with the brine, I will take a damp cloth and I will just wipe the tops to make sure that there's no extra liquid on there once I put on the tops. So you can actually get a tool for this, a magnetic tool that you can just easily take these out, but I don't have that, so I'm just using a fork. So you do what works best for you. So once I have all the tops on, then I'll just take the rings and I will just tighten those to like finger tightness. I won't do it really, really tight, but just so that they are pretty well on there. Oh, and make sure you don't touch the jar with your bare hands as it is very, very hot. Once I have finished that, then I will place each jar into my water bath canning pot, which the water is now boiling. So you just need to be super careful, and then also make sure that your water is about an inch above your cans on, and keep it boiling for about 15 minutes. And while you're waiting, you can do a little happy dance because canning makes me very, very happy. And once those 15 minutes are up, you can take your jars out using your jar lifter. And again, I actually just put them onto a baking sheet covered in towels, which makes it really easy to move around if you need to create more counter space later on. And these are actually going to be sitting here for about 24 hours to just cool off and make sure that they seal. And sometimes you can even hear little pops of them sealing themselves, which is super, super satisfying. So now I'm actually just gonna show you how I do some beets. These have actually been boiling in a pot for about 20 minutes, and you just wanna make sure that these are nice and soft on the inside and fully cooked through. And again, I have my little helper with me, and she's helping me cut the beets and peel them so that they are in a bite sized and they can fit into my jars. So again, there's a bit of prep work when it comes to canning. Obviously, you need to prep your vegetables the way that you would want them to be processed. Again, it's all a part of the recipe that you choose. I will have both the dill pickle and the pickled beets recipe down below for you guys. I actually made more brine for this one. This one is just sugar, vinegar, and water. And I actually used some of the water that I boiled the beets in. You don't have to do that, but I just thought it was a waste to kind of dump all that water down the sink. So it worked out really well. So again, just using my tools here, using my funnel, getting those lids out of the pot, and putting those on top and getting them ready to seal. And basically I did the exact same process for the beets, putting them in the water bath canner for about 15 minutes, and they are all done. And this is obviously after they have cooled off, and now you can enjoy preserving your food. You can place it on the shelf in your pantry, and they last up to about a year. So the sun is actually setting right now. It has been a very full day. I usually don't do any canning when my kids are awake because it is a lot trickier with a lot of boiling pots full of things, but I really wanted to get this video done for you guys so you could kind of just see like how simple the process is to can your food. It's really not difficult. I find if you can follow a basic recipe, you can can no problem. So yeah, basically that's the end of today's video. I am gonna put all of these jars away. I'm so pleased with the end result, and every single one of them sealed up, which was awesome. And I'm gonna store them away, and it's just such a great feeling when you grow things in your garden and you can and preserve them yourself. Like, it's just so satisfying. So anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I am gonna do a bit more tidying up and kind of closing the house down before I go and rest tonight. So anyways, I hope you guys had a great day. Enjoy today's video, and we'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.